The Ultimate Fighting Championship, also known simply as the UFC, is a mixed martial arts promotion company that was founded in November 1993. The promotion is currently owned by the American media conglomerate Endeavor Group Holdings. Headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, the UFC is the largest and most prominent MMA promotion company in the world. As of August 2022, the UFC has 700 fighters from 43 different countries under contract to compete in its events. Here are 15 facts about the UFC you never knew you needed. Number 1. Where it all began. Before the UFC, professional mixed martial arts was not widely recognized or accepted. The idea of allowing fighters from different disciplines to compete against each other was seen as too dangerous or barbaric. However, Rorion Gracie, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner, believed that there was a market for a fighting competition that showcased the best of various martial arts. With the help of his brothers, Art and Carlos Gracie, he organized the first UFC event, which took place on November 12, 1993 at the McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, Colorado. The event was promoted as the Ultimate Fighting Championship and featured 8 fighters from different martial arts backgrounds who competed in a single elimination tournament. Number 2. The early years. The first UFC event was a huge success, selling out the 18,000-seat arena and attracting a television audience of over 1.2 million viewers. This led to the creation of several subsequent UFC events throughout the 1990s. During this time, the UFC became known for its violent and bloody fights as there were no weight classes or rules. Any fighter could challenge any other fighter at any time. This often led to mismatches where a more experienced or larger fighter would dominate and injure or even kill their opponent. One of the most infamous incidents occurred at UFC 6, where a fighter named Tank Abbott knocked out his opponent, a man named John Dodson, with a single punch. The knockout was so powerful that Dodson's eye was completely removed from its socket. Despite the brutality of some of these fights, the UFC continued to grow in popularity throughout the 1990s. By the end of the decade, it had become one of the most popular combat sports promotions in the world. Number 3. Rise and fall of the Pride. While the UFC was gaining popularity in North America, another major MMA promotion was emerging in Japan. Pride Fighting Federation was founded in 1997 and quickly became one of the most popular MMA promotions in the country. Unlike the UFC, which focused primarily on North American and Brazilian fighters, Pride had a more global reach, featuring fighters from all over the world. Pride also implemented a number of innovative rules and regulations that made its events more exciting and spectator-friendly. For example, Pride introduced a rule known as the 3-second knockout rule, which stated that if a fighter was knocked down, he would have 3 seconds to get back to his feet. If he failed to do so, the fight would be stopped and the other fighter would be declared the winner. This rule made Pride events more action-packed and prevented fighters from simply lying on the ground and smothering their opponents. Number 4. The Zuffa era. In 2001, the Fertitta brothers, Lorenzo and Frank, purchased the UFC from its previous owners, Semaphore Entertainment Group. The new owners implemented a number of changes that helped to make the UFC the most popular MMA promotion in the world. One of the most significant changes was the introduction of a standardized rule set and weight classes. This made the fights more fair and balanced and allowed for a greater variety of fighting styles to be showcased. Another important change was the implementation of stricter regulations regarding illegal moves and unsportsmanlike conduct. This helped to make the sport safer for the fighters and more respectable in the eyes of the public. No. 5. The rise of Georges St. Pierre. Georges St. Pierre is widely regarded as one of the greatest welterweight fighters in UFC history. He holds the record for most title defenses in UFC history, with 9 successful title defenses. St. Pierre is known for his well-rounded fighting style, combining effective wrestling, powerful striking, and a relentless pace. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, and Matt Serra. Number 6. Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is arguably the most dominant champion in UFC history. He held the middleweight title for an impressive 2,457 days and successfully defended his title 10 times. Silva is known for his unorthodox fighting style and his ability to finish fights quickly with his devastating striking. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Rich Franklin, Dan Henderson, and Vitor Belfort. Number 7. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov was a dominant force in the lightweight division, finishing all but one of his fights in the UFC by submission or knockout. No. 8. Jon Jones. Jon Jones is one of the most talented and controversial fighters in UFC history. He holds the record for most title defenses in the light heavyweight division with 14 successful title defenses. Jones is known for his exceptional athleticism and his ability to finish fights with his powerful striking and submissions. However, Jones has also been involved in numerous legal and disciplinary issues outside of the octagon. Number 9. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was one of the most popular fighters in UFC history. She was the first UFC women's bantamweight champion, and she successfully defended her title 6 times. Rousey is known for her dominant performances and her ability to finish fights quickly with her signature move, the armbar. Number 10. Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is arguably the most famous fighter in UFC history. He is known for his flamboyant personality and his ability to sell fights. McGregor has held titles in two weight classes, the featherweight and lightweight divisions. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Jose Aldo and Eddie Alvarez. Number 11. Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya is the current UFC middleweight champion. He is known for his unique fighting style and his trash-talking abilities. Adesanya has successfully defended his title 4 times. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa, and Marvin Vettori. Number 12. Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is a heavyweight contender who is known for his devastating striking power. He has finished 16 of his 27 wins by knockout. Ngannou has challenged for the heavyweight title twice. Number 13. Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is the current UFC welterweight champion. He is known for his wrestling dominance and his ability to smother his opponents. Usman has successfully defended his title 5 times. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington. Number 14. Max Holloway. Max Holloway is a featherweight contender who is known for his volume striking and his ability to fight in a variety of styles. Holloway has challenged for the featherweight title 3 times. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Brian Ortega and Jose Aldo. Number 15. Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski is the current UFC featherweight champion. He is known for his well-rounded fighting style and his ability to overcome adversity. Volkanovski has successfully defended his title 3 times. Some of his most famous fights include his victories over Max Holloway and Chad Mendes. And that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and see you next time.